All right, so welcome to the KUVATA AI and Visual Design of Artworks webinar. So this is also a bit of a critical approach, but we will give you some practical tips as well, how to use some ways of how to use large language model AIs in as artists. And we have well, I'm going to be I'm going to give a short speech first with a couple of slides as a kind of warming band to Matti Kurkela from YLE, who is our main talker, main today. And Matti, maybe you can say a couple of words of who you are and what you're going to speak about.
Yes, I work as a visual journalist at YLE, and I have worked there like let's see, almost 14 years as in different design or graphic roles. But last few years I have focused on AI tools for visual work. I have become like kind of a AI pioneer at YLE.
Wow. Okay. So without further ado, just a minute, I'm going to search for my Canva slides here. There they are. And share them with you. So my talk, well, I was supposed to have it like in 15 or 20 minutes. Let's see if I can do it a bit quicker, since we are running a little bit late. And share sound too, yes. And can you see my Canva? Okay, there's the first page. There we go. Okay, so AI and visual design of artworks. So we read a lot about these large language model AIs taking the jobs of visual design artists, and some of the news might be true because there have been some disruptions in the visual arts before, and also in music. So, and my Canva isn't showing the images. Thank you, Canva. Okay, now it should work. Yes. So I'm not going to go into deeper into history, although I could talk about how photography took away jobs from portrait artists in the 1800s and so on. There's a lot of interesting history about the artists becoming photographers and so on, but let's leave it at that. But in the 2000s, in the early 2000s, similar things happened with when these stock photo libraries and stock clip art libraries came out, and then they were starting to take away work from professional photographers, as well as like these simpler kind of illustration jobs that were done manually by illustrators before that in the 1980s and 90s. So yes, I know a couple of my friends who are photographers, and they had this like big problem in the early 2000s that suddenly they didn't get any gigs anymore because the media outlets were starting to use stock photos. So now AIs have come and taking more space, and gradually they seem to be getting a little bit smarter, and so that they are able to create better looking and also more consistent 2D and 3D illustrations, as well as photos, videos, animations. But that's still taking its time. And if you want to have quality video, then you need to pay quite a lot, and the quality, well, it's good for some purposes, but for some it isn't. So one point I'm making here is that graphic artists, they will need to learn how to use the tools to their advantage. But then there's still the question of well, what all of this means for fine art people who are doing that kind of thing. So this is the commercial end of it. But then there are things that are still bugging me, that are disturbing me quite a lot with this AI kind of art. You can see some of the problems here. This is a screenshot, by the way, from Adobe Stock Library, where I said that I wanted to only see AI generated images. So, by the way, at this point you might be interested in the tools that are there. I've listed some of them here, but by all means not all of them, and there are more and more of them coming. At the moment I'm using Adobe Firefly, not because it's a good model, but because it's a bad one. You'll see what I mean quite soon. Why I'm using it for its bad properties, not for its good ones. Anyway, so here are the things that bug me, the problems that I call them with AI generated images. So one of them is the style. Like there's a name for it already, AI slop, and also it's in the text that these LLMs create, these large language models. But you can see some of the problems here. That okay, the style is kind of plasticky. It doesn't reflect the real world in any way, and also for imaginative things, well, they all have some disturbing similarities. For instance, the staring at the camera, that's very strange. Lots of the characters that you create on these AIs, they stare right at you. Another one is that the people or characters, they look, if you want more than one, then they will end up looking like clones of each other, like these two dogs or these two characters. Or the same goes for people as well. And with animals, often for some reason, they have sunglasses. I don't know what that is. Also, many of these don't know how to count. So if you ask for 5 dogs, it will give you anything from 3 to 8 dogs. Or sometimes it gives you dogs and cats. Or if you ask it to have a cartoon dog and a cartoon mouse, then it will give you like this sort of mishmash, 2 mishmash characters that are both mice and dogs at the same time. Yes, also the symmetry is something that disturbs me stylistically. And then this kind of, well, of course, inconsistencies. They have, in the more expensive models, there are less inconsistencies, like the number of fingers or the anatomy of the characters. And then the visual noise. That's what also bugs me. Like, it's stuff that looks like details, but it's actually just noise. It's not real. So AI visual noise. Okay, then another problem is that the publicly available models, they have been actually trained on copyrighted material. That's what everybody knows, I think. And they are the newer models like Nano Banana by Google, they are inviting us to upload our images, there in order, and of course these images will then further feed the models. Also, they are actually asking us to these models to upload our own photos, like photos that are of us or like friends or relatives, which is creepy, I think. Then, of course, there's the like environmental problem that it takes a lot of energy and resources to run these servers. So if you have a big large language model service, also you might have read about how huge data centers are being built everywhere in the world, especially in cold countries like Finland, because there's that's also a thing for debate, that it's not well, the data centers, they will create a lot of heat, and in a cold country like Finland, the heat will then be directed to warm up houses, I guess. So then there is a fourth thing that has to do with number 3 a little bit. There's the training process of these generative AIs. It has these embedded inequalities. There's a lot of talk about like sweatshops where young people are like telling the AIs what the images are about, or also censoring like violent pornography or other things that shouldn't go into the feeding of the models, and they are not paid enough, and also they are not compensated for the like stress that comes from looking at disturbing images all day long. And these are young people in developing countries who are, many of them are university students in their like early 20s. So the inequality is one problem that is not, for some reason, the billions of dollars and euros that are going into AI are not going to the people who are actually training the AIs or part of the training process, which is interesting. Okay, but if we don't think about all the bad things for a while and push them away from our minds, then what could be the solutions for artists? And I'm now thinking more of fine art than graphic artists. So one way that I have used, for instance, is to use the available models and see how to break them, or how they could be broken in a way, and so that they will do surprising things. So that's why I meant in the beginning that I use Adobe Firefly, because it is bad, not because it's good, because it makes these very strange glitches and errors. The newest model has become even worse than it was like 2 years ago for some reason. I'm guessing that it has to do with that Adobe got into trouble for that it fed all of its stock library content to its AIs, and people who had put their content there didn't like it because they had never agreed to do that. So here are a couple of examples that I did with Firefly. So here's, well, I used poems as prompts. So there are lots of tutorials about how to prompt AIs, and I tried to break the rules by using these poems from the 19th century by Percy Shelley, actually. So let's see. So I put these together in After Effects and put some music into them. Okay, that was one. And let's go see the other one. There are more, but I thought I'd put only these two there. Let's see this one. Oh, this is the same. Okay, right. For some reason it didn't, but you can go on my channel and see what's there. So I wanted to make an ironic comment about the like AI slop that Adobe Firefly is making. But what I noticed was that what I actually did was just make more AI slop myself. So there's only so far that you go with irony, I guess. So the other way to do this, maybe another solution might be to learn enough about how these LLMs work so that you can train them to do your own bidding. And that is what Matti is doing, as far as I know. I have added a couple of videos here for so about how LLM models work, and also about Comfy UI. So maybe I'll show you this Comfy UI because it's short. And by the way, do you want to have these slides afterwards? I can send them to your emails if you want to. Anyway, let's watch this. We still have time for that. It's just a couple of minutes. So Comfy UI is well, let's let the video explain it, what it is.
You may have encountered advanced AI programs like Adobe Firefly, DALL-E, and Midjourney, all of
Can you hear the sound, the audio?
Yes, we can.
Good. Okay, so let's continue.
which can transform text prompts into vivid images. These monthly subscription programs, however, are closed source, meaning that the program's source code is not available to the public. Users cannot modify, change, or copy the contents of the software source code. Therefore, you cannot modify, change, or copy the software. You're dependent on the owners of the software for updates, innovation, and changes, without voluntary contribution from the public. You're bound to the intended use of the software without much flexibility or customization. In the context of generative AI programs like Adobe Firefly, DALL-E, and Midjourney, you can generate any image you like, as long as it falls within the bounds of what's allowed. That means no copyright or not safe for work content. Only original safe for work content. You can see the limitations imposed by these closed source programs. Open source programs like Comfy UI, on the other hand, allow for users and often encourage users to modify, change, or copy the contents of the software source code. That's why they make it open source to begin with. Users typically voluntarily drive the updates, innovation, and changes within the software. This innately encourages uses of the software outside of the scope of its original intended use, and this is encouraged for the sake of the innovation of the software. In the context of generative AI, usage of open source generative AI programs is not bound to anything except for the technical limitations of the program. You can generate both original and copyrighted content, as well as not safe for work and safe for work content alike. Comfy UI is a free open source software that can do just this. It uses a node-based user interface that lets users design and execute complex stable diffusion pipelines using a combination of graph, node, and flowchart-based interface, ultimately so that they can generate images from text prompts without the limitations imposed by closed-source projects. This means Comfy UI is more flexible and customizable, but it also requires more technical skills and resources to set up and use.
Great. So what is stable diffusion? I'll begin with an example.
You spray some cologne in a small room, and in the beginning, the scent is localized to where you sprayed it. You can't smell it on the other side of the room yet. Eventually, the fragrance spreads throughout the room evenly, in balance, without any further diffusion.
That's basic diffusion. Particles moving from an area of higher concentration to one of lower concentration.
What drives this diffusion are the laws and rules of physics. Now, with stable diffusion, it's a teeny bit different. It's still about this distribution, but in a very specific, balanced way. The key concept is the steady, predictable path of diffusion, which makes it stable, driven not by physics, but by the AI model in our Comfy UI workflow. Just as fragrance particles move from high to low concentration areas, data points in our AI model move from areas of high to low probability. We start with the simple text description like a red apple on a table. The AI probabilistically maps this description and starts creating an image starting with the most probable broader features, like an apple shape and the color red. Like particles diffusing, it moves on to the less noticeable details such as shadows, reflections, and context until it achieves a stable or complete generated image. In essence, we start with high concentration, the basic, most obvious details, and gradually diffuse or distribute the complexity of minor details throughout the image, thus generating a vivid, lifelike image from simple text input in a predictable, stable way. In our fragrance example, physics drove the diffusion of cologne. In Comfy UI, trainable models drive the generative AI that converts your text prompts into vivid images. The AI model, functioning as a rulebook or guidebook, undergoes extensive training on vast datasets, including numerous example images and their associated descriptions. This training enables the model to learn and extract patterns, forming connections like recognizing an apple and understanding how the phrase "on a table" influences the context and placement of objects. Once well trained, the model utilizes these established rules to guide the diffusion process, starting from high concentration details and gradually adding low concentration elements based on the given description. This systematic approach results in the creation of realistic images in a predictable and balanced manner.
And with that, our journey begins here on this channel as we dive deeper into the world of AI. So don't go anywhere, stick.
Okay, and now we are going somewhere. Okay. So that was my slides and talk, and I'll stop sharing. And over to you, Matti, now. By the way, what did you think about the video?
Yeah, it was good introduction for Comfy UI, so I don't have to explain so much
Exactly.
what I'm going to show. I'm not going to try not to go too deep with these tools, but let's see, I will share my presentation. Here's introduction. I already said something about already these things, but I have worked all kind of design roles, low budget music videos and everything in infographics, and even I have done a kit show graphics, and I have been TV2 art director, and now
Matti,
I have. Yeah, yes.
please, can you tell us how did you do that? That you're now in the in your presentation like that.
There's this small button
Oh,
in when you are sharing your screen, and there's this layout.
oh, in Zoom.
Can you
mean?
in Zoom? Yeah, there's this
Oh,
layout button. Can you see this? What I'm
interesting.
showing?
No, actually not. But
Okay, it's not sharing this Zoom layout button right
yeah,
now, but you can
but
find it out.
yes, thank you. Sorry.
So I have learned these AI tools about 3 years when the ChatGPT came out in more than 3 years ago. I was hooked all these tools, so I have learned this quite a long time, because in AI time the 3 years is really long time. And I am going to show you some of my work cases, and we made this. If there's someone who are into basketball, they will know the Mika Muurinen, really young basketball player, and we had this idea that could we make this representation of the jump he did. Hold on, it will load the. Could we make a representation of the jump which he did, and in older ways? I did this model in in 4 hours. Like in traditional tools like 3D softwares, you could spend more like a week to do this model. So I made this model only in 4 hours, and it was like really much faster. And we had only 2 days to make this this article, which is pretty fast timeline. Normally we are doing our articles in weeks, but this was only in 2 days. So I had the already idea that yes, I can do this in Comfy UI. I fed some images in Comfy UI, and then I generated this model. I can show the workflow. So it went something like this. I gathered around the images of the jump in the same position. Then I went to this nano banana. Carita already said the nano banana, and I told the nano banana extract the player from the background. So it did it. Then I need one more image from the front. Then I told the nano banana to extract the player from the background. It also extracts this Bluetooth player, and then I asked it to remove the player in the Bluetooth. So it removed it, and it generated the legs. The model won't see behind the player, so it generated the legs to him. And next, I needed the image from the back behind of the player, but that wasn't exist. So I asked the Nano Banana to show the backside of this basketball player. So it did that too. But it generated the whole basketball area also. But then I just asked the Nano Banana to remove the background. So then I had these 3 views of the player. So then I went to the Comfy UI, which can use also this called like a 3D model generator. There's like you can generate images, videos, and 3D models with it, and you need the specific model for the task you are wanting. So this is the screen capture of the workflow. Here you can see I uploaded the front view, back view, side view, and then I'm not going to tell what these sliders and all these are doing, but then the result was this model, which we use it in our article, and it was quite a new workflow. I invented this, and it was a how you say, exceptional way to do the article that normally we couldn't do. And this is we created the fake Tinder profiles in Tinder because we wanted to see how distorted this Tinder is. I don't know if someone is in there, but it's not like a best way to. I know people who have met their partner from there, but it's pretty distorted app. But we wanted to see how it works. So I got the task to create these fake profile pictures in there. And these are made also in KonfiUI. And all these, you can see these graphics, I have created them too, but not in KonfiUI. I will tell later how. And here you can see almost every graphics are somehow generated. Of course, there's some manual work too, but I'll try to use as much AI tools as I can because I think they are faster. But some people are not so familiar with them, so maybe it's not faster every time. Even this infographics also made by AI. I only added some minor changes in there. And at the end, you can see more of these pictures. And I have to say that at Yle, we are caring about the copyrights and that we want to make all the AI related things right. So we are telling the people that when we are using AI, and we try to use copyrighted materials and taking care of all that kind of things. So here's more of them. But these are more than 6 months ago. So now you can make realistic people really much faster than 6 months ago. It was quite slow process with KonfiUI in that time. So that's that. And then I'm currently working article that we are showing Rovaniemi city is building high hotel tower at their city, and we needed to make an article about that, how it's going to affect the whole city. So this software you see, I created this software like in a few days. Only this model, I have modeled this in 3D software, Blender 3D, but all you can see here is made with AI in coding with a coding agent. And I will show a little bit how this works and why we did this, and why I did this, because I'm kind of slow with these 3D programs. So I was thinking about, what if I use AI to create this mini software, so I can do all graphics in there, what I will need. this program will show how the sun is going. If you choose a date, I will choose the Juhannus, and when I turn the sliders, it will show how the sun is going and how the shadows will affect in this area where they will going to build this huge tower hotel. And I also add some animation tools here. I can make animation here, and this took only a few days for me to make this program. With Blender, I could spend more than a few days to create these needed tools or graphics or this sunrises and setting. I couldn't do them because I would need to look a lot of YouTube tutorials how to make them. But with AI, I could just ask for AI that how would I do this, and it instruct me, and then I ask more questions how I will do this, and so on. So I'm currently working on this, and I think you will be more interested about my experimental stuff. And I created this. Now you know something about KUVATA, and there are these called nodes, and there are some nodes which are already in there, but I was thinking about what kind of fun project I would like to do with KUVATA, and then I see something from the Instagram that people are using thermal printer. You know, the receipt printer in every grocery store. There's this receipt printer, and you can take your receipt there. So I created my own node with AI, which controls the thermal printer, and now I can use it in KUVATA. So I have here. By the way, you can interrupt me if I'm going too fast or you don't understand anything. So just ask me. I have this kind of short prompt, and then when I'm running this, it will generate a new image through the nodes, and you maybe heard some sound. I will show the result in a few seconds. So I have a receipt printer on my desk, and now I just printed these images, which you can see on my screen, to the thermal printer. I was thinking about that this would be, if I ever do anything live exhibition or some kind of show, I will use this somehow in there. Maybe I will connect the sound control here that people can say what they want to generate, and the printer will generate it, and people can see it right away. So there's like tons of options what you can do with this KUVATA. And the key is like you have to think about like out of the box, that you can really create these nodes by yourself with AI. Just ask AI that I would like to use, like this example, that I would like to connect my thermal printer with AI.
There's a question here.
Yes, just ask.
Yes, as an adult, I think I have some vague idea what a node is. But if I was, say, a 7-year-old child, how would you tell me what a node is?
Great question, because it's pretty. They are like Lego parts. Like if you stack them, they will do. Every node will do different things, and when you stack them and connect them, you will get a like working machine. So this will be the base Lego brick, and this will do another thing, and so on. So was it a good explanation? It's
Yes, I think it was. Thank you.
okay. So I will quickly show how I did this. I just asked AI that I have this Citizen thermal printer. I wanted to use it for art project. How I print with it? And then I took this huge long conversation, and some way of this conversation, I got the idea that if I use thermal printer with ComfyUI, and then there's somewhere there is this node, this generator code. Now it got stuck. Now this generated the code, and then I implemented with the ComfyUI, and it was a trial and error all the time, but it didn't work for the first time. But I had to trial and error, and then I asked like, this it doesn't work, and it get this kind of error, and then I finally got it work.
Are you a coder, by the way?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not a coder.
Mm.
I don't. I have some knowledge of coding tools and what you can do them, but I don't know how to go. I use all the codes from the AI LLM tools.
Right.
So, and the next thing, I made this kind of graphic application also with AI agent, and there's even a time-lapse video I made this few months ago. So I will go through this. First, I generated images in ComfyUI with this kind of high cream model. There's like tons of different image model you can use, but I chose that one. I created models and tested it, and there's you can see a bit of the prompt. 3D render featureless black figure with white empty eyes, and so on. Then I had these images, and I thought that I don't want to use images that they are straight from the image generator. So then I think, what if I build another program with AI so I can do all kind of effects with them? Again, I just asked from the AI. This was made with Google AI Studio. It's totally free. You can use it. Pretty easy to use. Then I just asked it, how would I do a program that will do this kind of cool effects, and it was pretty easy way to create. I can show the program. I'm kind of stuck. I have the program.
So those kinds of effects can be done also with Photoshop, but of course, the Photoshop license is quite expensive for many people.
Yes, but yeah, I was thinking about it. This is kind of stupid idea to create my own programs, but why not? It's more fun, and you can be really creative with this. I can load any image here, and I have few options what I can do here, and it will randomly create colors and other things, but I can put this random color off and try again. Now it's black and white. Then I can adjust this block size. The blocks are, if I put this top, blocks are really big. And if I turn this off, it didn't do anything. But then I can go back to with the AI that this didn't do anything, so fix it. But it was just for fun. I know I can do this with Photoshop, but why not? Why not this way?
Yes, in the chat, meanwhile, people are sharing their views and links of what nodes are.
Okay, good. Then I have one example of this same type of little app, tethering app. I wanted to make tethering. Yes, this is you can do this in Photoshop too, but not like this. It was quite hard to do in Photoshop, but here I can do all kind of effects, and I can download the image. And it does look a little bit different than in the program.
What size of pictures does it do? Of course, you can tell it to be better quality and less.
Yeah, this will do. I don't remember. So where is the 832 by 1260?
Yeah, so quite small still.
Yeah, quite small, but this was just like a fun little project I wanted to do, and if I want them bigger, I will go back to the Photoshop and make them bigger, or some other programs make them better quality or anything. Yeah, but this kind of things I'm currently doing and experimenting all the time, and I will show how this looks. This AI coding platforms, like real coders use these tools too, but nowadays they have this kind of agent here that I can ask something about. This is the now this code is this program. I can go here and ask something like, I don't like colors of these buttons, and it will say how to change them, or it will do it individually. Now I can test like change, or how to change the buttons. So my point is, like, you don't have to know anything. You can talk with these AI chatbots or agent, and they will tell you and teach you how to do or why to do something. So now it told me, like, yes, I can you should change there and all kind of that.
So hallucination is not a problem with coding.
No, they are really precise with code nowadays. So hallucination is, of course, they can do hallucination, but they are really good and really easy to use. Of course, you have to have some kind of technical interest or
Yeah.
some knowledge about what to do. But one easy tool is Google Gemini. This is also free to use, and you can do anything here. There's like deep search, create even videos. But they will pay you something, but I think you can create at least few videos a day or images or
I think
this
it's
kind of
5 seconds of video that you can create or something.
Yeah.
Without the paid license.
Yeah. But there's a tons of tools that you can use. And also point why I'm creating this kind of tools and not generating images to our articles, because we can't use the uncopyrighted material at Yle. So basically this is just a code. So it's code, it's not a copyrighted material. So I can play with the code and then I can use it, and it's not like it doesn't do any copyright violation.
And you said earlier in a LinkedIn article that you are also using generative AIs with your children.
Yes, I can show you that too, what we are doing.
So maybe you show that, and then we can go into question and answers.
Yes,
comments.
My kids are want to generate images with me, and here you can see some of the images what they have been asked for. So it's really fun way to play with kids. Of course, we are doing hand crafts and we are drawing with pencils, but this is just one way to interact with AI with kids. Of course, you can see maybe I have a little kid, a little boy who are into the trucks, and my girl, she likes this kind of animation character, and these are really quick to make. I can write here just a short prompt and what to make, and fun way to do things. Of course, there's something I have made.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. And my daughter likes Paw Patrol. So, of course, this is of course you can see here that they have used copyrighted material for this image model, but I'm not really using them. I'm just testing them and showing to my kids. I'm not using them to earn some money.
So which model were you using here?
This is Reve. Where I see where it went. No, this is you can see here reve.com. This is quite cheap and you can use it for free. But
yeah, I don't think free was on my list there, so I need to add that. I've tried that at some point and then forgotten about it. There are so many models.
Yeah, it's exhausting. I'm trying to keep up which tools are best for this and that, but it's really exhausting to keep up what kind of tools you can use.
Yes.
So if you have some questions, I will answer them.
So maybe if you stop sharing, then we can see everybody better.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for the talk, Matti. And I'm now stopping the recording so everybody can speak.